Romance anime has two sides to it. It's either one of the best stuff you'll ever watch, or complete dog shit. Reasons for it being bad could be because of the characters, the tropes, or the concept within itself. And today, we're looking at the last part, the worst romance anime concepts. And keep in mind, this is about anime that I did watch, so there are definitely dumber ones out there that I may have missed. That said, let's start. So, everyone knows what a tsundere is. A character that hides their feelings behind violence, dropping recognizable lines like,
"It's not like I like you or anything."
If that doesn't ring a bell, then you're better off clicking off. I know that I said some bad stuff about tsunderes before, but not all of them are bad. Too bad this isn't one of them. Roshidere has a simple concept. A tsundere loves a boy, doing the usual tsundere type of shit, but with a little more spice, which is her revealing her feelings in Russian, as the title says. But here's the plot twist. The main character knows Russian too, so while she's flirting in that language, she doesn't know that Kuze understands every single word. But this fucking bonehead is not making moves, not flirting back. Hell, he doesn't even reveal that he speaks Russian. The guy has a literal boner popping out of his pants and a 100% success rate waiting for him, but he's just standing there taking it like a mannequin. Just imagine how short the show would be if the anime wasn't focusing on these two nut jobs. The guy could literally say, "Oh hey, I speak Russian too. I feel the same way about you." But no, we're stuck here watching every single episode of this unbearable tease, to a point where she literally confesses to him in Russian, and instead of him making moves on it, he brushes it off for whatever reason. It also doesn't help that the show just feels like a sexual outlet of the creator, showing off their Russian fetish. And before anyone freaks out in the comments, I'm not saying this show is the creator's sexual dreams come to life. I said it just feels that way. And I know that there will be people out there that will try to explain why this concept isn't stupid, but let me just shut you down before you even try. Imagine this was real life. I cannot speak Russian for shit, so I'll just use Dutch as an example. Imagine you've met this Dutch girl and she's having a hard time revealing her feelings for you, saying stuff like,
"I'd rather shove a cactus down there than ever be with you."
And then the next second, she says, "Kom rachen." It would make a little more sense if she knew that I spoke the language, but that just isn't the case, is it? This show just feels like an actual train wreck. It's not that I hated everything about it, just most of it. I like the next one, which made me want to put my head in a blender. Not long ago did I make a video about the worst cartoon tropes. One of the stuff that I mentioned were love triangles, but as I said, it's not a cartoon exclusive thing. I hate it in every form of media out there, and anime is no exception. It feels like a cheap way of forcing drama, and my god, does anime have a shit ton of them. That within itself is bad enough, but you wanna know what's even worse? A love triangle between step-siblings. Domestic Girlfriend is the worst anime that I have ever watched. One that tricked my dumbass into thinking that I was about to witness peak fiction. Why? Well, because the intro song was amazing. But the first thing that I saw was a literal sex scene. One between Natsu and Rui. Oh, and 10 minutes later they become step-siblings. Coincidentally, Rui has an older sister named Hina, who is a teacher, and she's also the crush of Natsuo. Which meant while they were in a family setting, Rui was into Natsuo, Natsuo was into Hina, and Hina was into her own student. A 23-year-old teacher. Feelings for a 16-year-old. That's the type of shit you'd see on a true crime channel. Every episode that I watched, I end up thinking, alright, this episode was shit, but it's just a matter of time when it gets good. Right? I kept up that optimism for every miserable 22 minutes that passed by, losing a bit of my soul as I went on, and once I reached the ending, I realized I got fucking scammed, looking for the nearest skyscraper to do some backflips off of. I have this friend in university who also watches anime. The guy asked me, "So, what are you watching right now?" Do you know how much shame one could read off my face? Because I had to tell him, word for word, that I was watching a show about a teacher-student romance mixed with sibling romance. And after that entire interaction, I'm known for wasting my time on watching degeneracy. Thank you, creators. I have a confession to make. Before writing the script, I haven't watched the show in question. But then I realized how hated it was, and I thought, you know what? How bad could it be? Oh my god. I fucking regret everything. I'm sorry if I come off as more aggressive, cursing more than usual, but I just finished season 1 and I am fucking irritated. I had to binge watch this shit show before finishing this video, and this felt like I was getting reeled by mutant cactus. Rent a Girlfriend is actually horrible. This show felt like the creators were trying to check off every horrible romance trope there is. Interrupted confessions, a pussy protagonist, fan service, it has all of it. While watching this failed experiment, my most used line was, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Screaming throughout the house to a point where even my neighbors knew I was suffering through this show. So this crappy anime is about this failure that broke up with his ex, and his best solution was renting a girlfriend, who he then led to meet his family, and now we're stuck with this awful situation that could have been fixed in so many different ways. I feel like it's the canon event for everyone watching this to scream at their screen because of Kazuya, digging himself deeper every time by pulling the most nonsensical crap. And listen, I have tolerance to a little bit of fan service, but it's like every scene was trying to tempt me into tickling my pickle, and for some reason they thought it was a good idea to have an entire minute dedicated with fucking Kazuya over gooning. The fact that this horrible show has 5 entire seasons pisses me off even more. At least all the other shows I'm discussing are ending their shit after 12 episodes. Which masochist is enjoying themselves 5 entire seasons of this garbage? I can say, it's your opinion, on so much shit, but if you somehow like this, I will have such a horrible image on you. Listen, I'm literally putting myself through mental pain for you guys, so I expect a little love on this video, cause holy shit, I fucking hate this show. And I've lost 4 hours of my life that I could have used to be productive. You're welcome. Okay, so hear me out. This isn't the traditional romance, but I'm tired of talking about awkward teenagers, so give me a chance. Anohana, I couldn't take this shit seriously. It's basically a story of Menma who is dead and her childhood friends are struggling to get over it, which sounds like a real struggle, right? I mean, sure, it is. But this story completely butchered it. It felt like they were just laughing at people that actually went through something like that. My biggest problem with the anime is the characters. We have Jintan, a loser who is able to see Menma's ghost, Menma, a dead girl who's perfect, no flaws, nothing. Then we have Popo, which is a funny fat guy, and then 3 other characters who are just there. They're forgettable. They barely have any personality. They just feel like Menma's puppet. One thing they do have in common is being actual morons. Jintan could have proven the existence of Menma by just telling her to lift something up in front of them. But no. We had to lose brain cells for more than half the anime. Then we have the one aggressive guy who thought it was a good idea to cosplay as Menma for whatever reason. The ending also was garbage. It was like the show said, "Alright, you can cry now," cueing the sad music alongside the characters crying, leaving me teary-eyed knowing that I got scammed. At that moment, I finished watching Angel Beats and was understandably upset. During that little blue period of mine, I was like, you know what? I'm already crushed. Might as well keep this going. I looked up a list of sad anime to watch, and this was one of them. Conclusion, I am never letting the internet pick a show for me ever again. Alright, this was it. Like, subscribe, comment, and see you later.